Happy Friday, everybody, and welcome to your daily lighting critique. We've got 2 animations. We've got several images to go through today. We'll start right here with Kat. Kat, talk us through what's going down. What are we looking at?
Basically, just what I'm pretty much calling this one done-ish. I fixed the sconces because last time you saw it, you said you wanted them a little brighter. You guys had seen the still of her hair and everything, so basically this is just the rendered version after I fixed all the textures and tweaked things. So there you go. I mean, I don't know. There's one little thing that's kind of like I could go in and try to fix it again, but other than that, I can't really see too much.
What is that? What's that thing?
What's the one thing?
Oh, during the flip, there's a frame where it gets a little brighter, but that's about it. But it goes by really fast. It's just like I just noticed that her back kind of right around here. It flips. It gets a little brighter, but you have to have it like full screen to see it. So.
Yeah, that one, that I don't really. Oh.
I saw it there for a second to see what it got.
Yeah.
I think it's just she's going through one of the spotlights, and so she's getting a little brighter because there's a spotlight right there.
That's fine. I missed that in the first couple playthroughs. Were you seeing something else, Diana?
No. Like lighting is fine, but one thing that I would fix is the little pieces of geo flying around.
Yeah.
That's from the robots.
I know, but it like stops at the end.
Yeah,
it's not like it's getting hit and it's breaking, but it's kind of rotating around the robot.
Yeah, this one too. There's this guy here, and I think
like if you watch them, they kind of fly around. But I mean, this part is fine. At the end, they just stop in midair.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I would.
Oh, I know why. Because I rendered 3. I don't know how many frames this is actually is because I've never really rendered past 290. I rendered to 300, and I just took the last frame and stretched it out 10 frames, so there was a pause at the end. So that's probably why it stopped, because I just didn't like it just cutting off. So I stretched out 1 frame to just kind of give you a pause at the end of the scene, so you could see it. Yeah. So that might be why it's looking like that.
Like if she didn't move, and it was like a paused frame. You could just pause that frame and then, but she's still moving, so I think that's why it's weird.
Yeah, I'll track it down and maybe just delete it, and if it's just a few frames, I could always re-render just those frames too.
For sure. Yeah, and because there is like that. The one thing that I was pointing out was, this piece that flies like directly at camera. I like. It's only because and then it like kind of stops there, and then it shifts back that way. It actually looks like it's parented to him. I think if you could re-render those handful of frames of just like the robot, and just turn that piece of geometry off.
Sure.
And then
that is weird. I didn't notice that before.
Yeah.
There's a couple pieces that fly outward from the robot and then go back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they just kind of go crazy. I mean, I think it's one of those things, and this is the downside of no motion blur. Sometimes that stuff will get you won't watch it. Yeah. Like watch this guy. He goes down and up and around and then down. He gets a little nutty. And then just trim off the last few frames. If two minor things that may, and again, if you can fix these in the comp, cool. If not, don't worry about it. Her feet look like they're in the ground. And that might just be a layering thing, and I'm not sure what that is. Am I crazy?
Oh, okay.
But just check. Because it's just like something. Yeah, just double check. If it's the animation, then I wouldn't worry too much about it because you can't really tell. And then the other one was if you do have mats for the lights, I think this inner part looks great and nice and brighter. It's just I just wanted a little less saturation in the bright part. A little less yellow in there. If it could just be more like a white.
Oh, in the lights?
Yeah, and it would just be more of a white core and then the red exterior, and then that would be that. But yeah, this is great. Sorry, we're just nitpicking now.
Yeah, I think I'm really happy with it because I think it really kind of gets that mood across that I was trying to do with the whole emergency kind of tension for it. So.
Yeah, I mean the mood is there. When we're talking about the notes that we are, it's like it's a good thing because we're just like okay, and a lot of it too is, and I always had to remind myself of this. And I may have mentioned this in critiques before, but it comes from when I was a kid and I would play sports and my coach would yell at me and I'd be sad about it, and my dad would my dad would tell me, he would be like, listen, it's a good thing if somebody is getting down into the nitty gritty detail, like to bring it to this.
Right.
You'd basically be like, if nobody said anything, that's the worst thing in the world. But when we're giving like small notes, it's because we see that we want it to be like perfect, right? Like we want, like we're like, yes, this is close, let's do it. If we were just like, if you brought it up and we're like, yeah, sure, whatever, like it would be the worst. That would be the worst critique ever. So it's only because it's so close.
Yeah, no problem. I can tweak those things.
Yeah. All right, cool. All right, let's take a look at. We've got I haven't actually looked at this yet. This is Ubaid. I think the lighting's looking a lot better. Like the character lighting is looking really nice. I would just. I was thinking in my head I would just favor it a little bit more to like one side of him because it's like it's pretty perfect just right around him entirely. I guess maybe it's just angled, but yeah, I would just kick the key light over to this side just a little bit more. The speed of everything feels nice, right? Am I crazy? I don't spend much time underwater, but this feels about right to me. Like the speed of the flow and like there's this distortion. It's interesting back here on the foreground stuff. I don't know if you would see this much distortion. I don't know if there's a way to parent it to the camera so it's like more extreme further away. But overall, I think it's looking really nice.
The distortion, like I did use a post-process material.
Yeah, that's probably like a 2D thing then.
Yeah, it's being controlled by a shader.
I was just kind of thinking something similar. It's like if you could lessen it around, I mean, not fully lessen it because then it would be unrealistic, but around the character's eyes where like we're really drawn. It's like if you could like half the amount of distortion just in that area, but I don't know. Is this Unreal? Because I don't know anything about Unreal as of this moment. So
yeah, but I want to I'm a little bummed that this is that I want to swim around. I want to like play around in this space now, and I want to look around and I want to check stuff out because I think it's really really pretty. Yeah, do you have any questions about it, Ubaid?
No, thanks.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anybody else got any thoughts on this? I think, like I said, just kick the light over the side so it's kind of more favoring one side of him, so that, and like I said, as you move the camera around in an interactive space, that matters less. But yeah, I just think it's cool. All right, cool. Really good stuff, man. All right. Okay. Kat, we will, since we were just transitioning from you into this, and I think
did I get the face where you wanted it?
Yeah, I think so. I think this looks really great. And let me just do a last little tweak here, just because I just want a little bit more, a little brighter, and then. Because I always like the pretties on a little bit of more. That's fine. Do that. Just like that added little bit of, and I think about Ruby's shot from last week. We just want a little bit more of the magic. And I think that's all I would do to it. Do you guys have?
Are you just brightening it up a touch more?
I brightened up the base and added more diffusion.
Okay.
So yeah, and that was it. Because like it just has such an opportunity for like good glowy goodness. Like just like a little bit of extra, like what they would add just like a little bit of Vaseline to the lens, and that would be it.
Okay.
And then so I want to clap for this, but I'm gonna hold off because I want you to render one at like a a really nice high resolution with all the bells and whistles turned on, and then just brighten it and diffuse it just a little bit more, and then and then we will clap away because it's really pretty. Unless anybody else has any thoughts. I don't think so because I think it's very, very, very nice. All right, let's hop back. We'll go to Austin. So Austin, you're here, right? I thought yes. There. Hello. All right, so we have 2 images here from you. With these both have a similar.
Oh, this one's just the update. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, they're so similar that I want. Okay, cool. Is it? I'm sorry, I didn't say this right. Is this one the update or is this one the update?
This one is.
Okay, cool, good. Yeah. So I think we're definitely feeling more of the richness of the warmth of the sun. I think there's more brightness on the face. I think that's looking really good. I would desaturate a little bit what's going on in the screen right eye. I like that there's a little bit of value there, but I want it to be because it starts to look like a green eyeball, and that's not great for a human character. And then I would love to see some more specular, especially on this fill side, just because just to kind of fill this in a little bit and really kind of like the way that the specular highlight here is like highlighting the cheekbone and we're getting part of the neck here, just to get some of the facial effects. And I know it's not quite like that in the reference, but I think we could I think we can push a little bit more of that in here. What do you think?
I think I feel like with the right side of the face, with trying to get it to look like the reference, it just feels like it's just so dark.
Yeah. I
do want to just add more.
I just want to see a little more in there. And then also there's a little bit of a tight shadow right underneath her nose right here. And I would just watch out for that because I'm not quite sure which light is causing that, because literally everything else in the image has like an appropriate softness and everything else is looking really good. It's just like there's this one tight little thing under her nose. Anybody else have any thoughts on this one? 1 or 2. It might just be the warmth might just be a little bit too saturated. Try pulling that back just a little bit. Yeah, I think we've gone just a touch too hard on the orange, on the warm color. I think pulling it back by like 10% would be good.
Okay.
Yeah, really, really, really good stuff. All right, cool.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. All right, next up, Clarissa and our magical bunny. So much color, so much goodness going in this. I think there's more lightness at the top of the bunny. We got the wings looking nice and a little bit translucent there. I still think the head of the bunny can go brighter. Let's try. Let's see. Just because I'm looking, like if I kind of just squint at the image, we'll do it this way. Just like I want I see that we got this really nice rim on the character, but like I want more value because I'm just looking at the luminosity. I want more value out of the head than I do the rest of the character, the rest of the body. Just it's not much. It's just like a little boost. Yeah. And just kind of soften this edge a little bit. So just like a little more. And you know what we used to do? This is actually a good opportunity for this. What we used to do on some films when we wanted something like this, especially when this happens a lot with like a furred character, usually animals, where there's not like, because usually like the woman that Austin's doing, lots of times her shirt will be a darker color than or a color that absorbs more light than the skin. With an animal, you tend to have like the same fur throughout. So what we would do sometimes is actually parent a small soft spotlight to the character's head that would just kind of follow it around wherever it was looking, to kind of get that extra focus on the face. And so I think that's what I would do here. I would put a spotlight that just shines in specifically on the character's head, and that goes in like right here, and then just like make sure the edges of it are super soft. Make sure the radius of the light is nice and big, so it's no harsh shadows, but it just lifts that value kind of wherever the character looks. And I think that would be my main one for the character from the environment. I think I'm cool with the grass and the lights for right now. I think the other thing I would do is the butterfly wings. I would try and push a little more variation in the color throughout. When we were looking at reference, because right now these are like a solid purple color. And I would just kind of vary that up with like a little fade from blues to purples, like with a gradient type of a color. I heard somebody just unmute themselves. Was there a thought?
I just was thinking about the defocus. Looks like it feels more like a blur than a defocus. So, I mean, I'm wondering how it's done, or is that just me? And it feels like it doesn't feel super progressive as it goes back into space, but more like a ramp, like on the y-axis of the picture.
Yeah, you're right, because you can see it here, right? Like if you just kind of look at what's going on between this and like this, which is probably close behind it, it kind of jumps from being like completely like crisp and in focus to being very out of focus very quickly, and then it just stays that way into eternity. And you're right, I feel like there would be more of a run-up. So make sure to, if you can, either do it in render with the settings and probably in the camera, depending. If you're doing Arnold, we have a depth of field demo of how to do it in camera in the Arnold workshop. If you're doing it in the comp, check out the lighting for animated film course, because there's a way of doing it in the comp there. So, but either way, Diana's totally right. You should definitely do it using actual 3D camera space as opposed to any like 2D Photoshop type of a thing. Just because like it ends up just looking like an Instagram, man. They ruined a lot of looks because things just start to look like Instagram filters sometimes. That's a good call. All right, cool. All right, any other thoughts before we move on? I just want to give this bunny a hug. The bunny is the only animal that my son will look at and say, "That's so cute." And
Not to dogs or anything.
what's that? No,
Not like
dogs go.
really?
Nope, dogs go woof. That's what they do. Like, he likes them. He'll pet them. He'll play with them, but they're not cute. Bunnies are cute.
Oh.
Even like when I have like a shirt with a logo on it with a bunny, he even likes that. He just thinks that bunnies are cute, and he's right. All right, Justin. Let's see. We got 4 images here. And I'm guessing this is a continuation of your Chappie reference. Can you tell us what's updated? Because this is the same frame that we saw yesterday, right? Not the exact same render, but the same frame. So can you talk through what's been updated since yesterday?
Yeah, I went back and added some of the black to the spine and the hips, and then some of the yellows on there, and just played with the spec a little bit.
Yeah.
And then on the background, the blue lights on the door all the way in the back, I just kind of softened those up so they weren't as harsh in the background. And I just noticed a little comp error on her, so I have to soften that up. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Disappointing
to say the least, Justin, that you missed it. No, I think like all in all, this is looking really nice. The lighting you're getting on the environment, I think is so cool. I think it's I think it's just really pretty. Again, I can't stop looking at like these pipes over here and just like this lovely like way that the color and the value and everything just kind of rolls from one value and one color right into the next really nicely. Actually, looking back, are these pipes back here, are they the same material as these pipes over here?
They are, and I'm not sure why they never look quite the same. I have no idea.
Yeah, because like you can like almost see the difference. Like it goes in here and it's like nice, and then all of a sudden they just become like kind of strongly blue. So just double check, to make sure. I mean, it might just be the case, but like because once you get back there, they almost look like blue plastic, like blue PVC piping or something.
Yeah.
I like the black spine. I like that addition. Character looks good. Yeah. Robot looks good. Yeah, I just want to see it played out a little bit because like I am a little concerned about how if these knives get, because I see the way that this one looks here, and I'm worried about it being a little bit too bright and reflective, and then these here getting a little bit more of that yellow light. But we'll see. I think it's going to be okay, but it might just be the frames that we're looking at. Anybody else have any thoughts? This is looking really good.
There's that line there on the elbow of the robot. I'm just wondering if it's maybe passing through a light. I don't think it is because I don't remember.
Oh, this right here?
But yeah, in case it's like a light, then I would just watch out for that.
Huh.
But it might just be the paint.
Yeah, that's a good call. I missed that.
I missed it. I think it's a bounce card. You're right.
The disappointment, Justin, today. You're doing great. Okay, cool. Let's move on. We've got Theo is our last up. So for this one, I think I love the camera angle. I think it's a little bit like it's a little bit squeezed in. Like we clip off just the very tip of his collar, I guess that is. And I would just like to just kind of push the borders of the image out just a little bit more. I like that you've got this kind of like, it almost looks like a planet as the head of the cane here. But the biggest things to work on with this at this point is I think the ears, like this ear and this ear, are on the interior of them are about the same level of brightness. And looking at this scene, we've got some very, very red street lamps coming down the side here. And you can assume that they will continue like off camera to the screen right. I'm not seeing any natural light sources to the left. It's a nighttime sky. So what I think that we should do is really favor these, like, it's interesting because I like the color that you have on the character and the warmth, but that doesn't really match up with the red of the street lamps. So I would pull some red out of the street lamps and make them more orange, I guess pushing in some more yellow, and then to kind of match the color of the light that's being out, and then really focus on getting the light to come in from the screen right side of the character so that it hits, you can kind of see the outside of his hand, this side of his face, this side of his hat. The hat actually looks like it's got some decent shaping on there where there's some more brightness here and it rolls off in the darkness, but the character doesn't match that. The character's face, it gets too bright on this side, too dark on this side. So just, I would work on that. For now, the blue atmospheric in the background is a great start. It's great for now. I would back that off a little bit because it's a little bit, it might just be, I was gonna say it's a little bit heavy, but I might be wrong. It might just be that it's mixing with that red light, looking it's just kind of looking a little gray back there. But don't worry about that for now. Let's get the street lamps matching up with this light. Let's get more shaping on the character here, and also definitely check out the Hall of Fame for this character and look specifically at the images that really successfully hit the skin and the wings and all the elements with a lot of specular light. because it makes the wings look really leathery, and it really helps tie the whole image together and make the character really read it's just this nefarious bat with a top hat, and he stole a planet and put it on his cane and on his chest there. Yeah. I think that'll be a good start for the next round. All right, cool. All right, guys, it's Friday. Let's go through before we end today. Let's go through for anyone with microphone access. Let's do our one-word game. One word of something that you are excited about for the weekend. And actually, before I do that, is there any questions or anything? All right, Aaron, give me one word you're looking forward to this weekend. Something you're excited about. Yeah, Ashley, what do you got?
Video game.
One thing you're excited about for the weekend. One word.
What? No.
All right, Skip and Ashley. We'll come back. Oh, Ashley, you're there. No, you're good.
Oh, sorry.
Yes,
Yeah,
being human
yeah,
beings who
yeah.
play games with your partner. That's great. That's awesome.
Playing
Austin,
games.
one thing you're looking forward to this weekend.
Video games.
Oh yes, that's amazing. I like that. Oh, that's so good. A new tea shop that I loved shut down during COVID, and I just saw it's opening back up in my neighborhood. I'm very excited about that. Yeah. Clarissa, give me one thing you're excited about for this weekend.
Oh, great.
Sleeping in, yes. Diana. Friends, yes. Diana's back. Justin, what do you got? Running. Oh, yes. No work. You can just go and enjoy yourself on a nice long run. Perfect. Cat. Cat's working.
Running.
Something you're more excited about than work, Cat. Cat needs to come over to Aaron and Ashley's and play some video games. Okay, Ruby,
doing
what do you got?
tutorials, I guess.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yes. Okay, you need to get together with Austin and have barbecue ribs and tea. Ubaid, what is something you're looking forward to this weekend? Okay, all right. Okay, well, you'll get a good weekend soon. You'll be able to enjoy it. You'll have some tea and ribs with Ruby and Austin. That'll be perfect. All right, cool. Guys, thank you so much. It's a joy talking to you every single week. I love it. Enjoy your weekends and your running and all the fabulous things. And I will talk to you all very soon. All right, be good, everybody. Happy lighting. See ya.
See ya.